Hey guys, Sadiq here. So this is another video in my series of vlogs about the insights I'm getting from life coaching. Um, it's a good way for me to track my progress as well, and hopefully you guys can learn something from these videos as well. So today what I'd like to speak about is how to set effective goals. Now, goal setting is a really big thing in life coaching, and a lot of us tend to set New Year's resolutions that we're going to do this, achieve this, but fortunately a lot of them, they don't actually come to fruition. And the actual process of goal setting is actually quite complex, and I think it's important to actually just break that down a bit. Now, many of you may have heard of the acronym SMART, which is well, how to set what we call SMART goals, quite common in business. Basically stands for goals being specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time phased. And that really helps to narrow down your goal. However, I think it's really important that when you set goals, they're not just set in response to what's happening around you and in response to things, that they actually have a really deep meaning for you yourself, so you know why you're looking to achieve them. So although the SMART concept is helpful, it doesn't portray the whole picture. Now, one of my principles in life is learn from others, but don't compare yourself to them. And I find that really important and really useful because when I see other people achieving things, I can learn from them and pick up things that they're doing well, and then apply that to my specific circumstances, see how I can benefit from that, rather than just think, oh, that person's achieved that, that person's achieved that, and get depressed that I haven't got that same level of success in whatever field it is. Now, I've always really enjoyed watching the Rocky films. Now, Rocky is not just about boxing. It's really a lot about life and how you can learn. And there's lots of key aspects of self-development if following the Rocky films. Now, what happens in the very first film is that Rocky, he's an unknown fighter. His life's not really going anywhere. He's not really that popular either. He knows a few people. And then the world champion, who's called Apollo, he visits his town, and he wants to have an exhibition fight. But what happens is the person he's supposed to be fighting, unfortunately, can't make the fight. So he's not sure what to do. So then he decides to actually hold an exhibition fight with one of the local fighters, just as a promotional stunt. Obviously, the world champion is expected to win, but it's really just a good way to promote himself, show that he's giving the underdog a chance. And so this fight is set up, and he actually chooses to fight Rocky. So after that, what happens is lots of people start trying to get Rocky's attention, because obviously he's now going to be on the big stage. But Rocky's not stupid. He realizes that it's just because now he's got a bit of attention and fame. He realizes that there's no realistic chance that he can actually beat the world champion. So he feels like he's in a lose-lose situation. He's due to take part in this fight. He's expected to lose, and he's worried about looking stupid and so on. So what he does, I think, is really amazing in that situation. The way he gets out of it, gets some benefit from it, is essentially he sets a SMART goal. The night before the fight, he says, look, what I'm looking to achieve from this is I just want to go the distance. And by go the distance, it basically means I want to get to the end of the fight, not necessarily win the fight, but finish each round. Now, that is essentially is a SMART goal, because he's very clear about what he wants to do. It's something that's realistic for him, or he feels it's realistic for him, and there's a set time, there's a set number of rounds for him to fight. And what actually happens is, because he's got a clear idea of what he's looking for from the fight, when the fight actually takes place, although he's outmatched in terms of skill, he just keeps going, because he knows that realistically that is something he can do. He may not be able to beat the world champion in terms of skill, but he does feel that he's got the stamina just to keep going. How many times he goes down, he'll just keep on getting up. And that's basically what happens. The world champion can't believe that he keeps on getting up, and people really like Rocky for that fighting spirit that he shows. So at the end of the fight, Apollo, the world champion, wins as expected, but he's really booed a lot because he can't defeat like a local fighter, and Rocky is cheered a lot simply because he's got the guts to just keep on going. And what then happens in the second film is that sets up another fight, which Rocky then goes on to win, and he then becomes world champion. But I just think that's a really great example of how you find yourself in a situation which is potentially lose-lose, and then he just takes ownership of it by saying, look, what can I look to get from this? And I think that's really helpful. Again, what I said is I think it's really important that the goal that we set has real meaning for us. So just like Rocky, for him, it's important to reach the end of the fight. When you set your goal, understand why you're looking to achieve it, and that will naturally help you towards achieving it. Another really important thing is just to break down the goal into simple steps. So one of the concepts we use a lot in life coaching is going for the low-hanging fruit, i.e. go for those easy wins to begin with and reward yourself when you reach each stage. And that way you've got something in sight that's realistic that you can achieve quickly, and that will actually empower you and make you want to get to the next stage. So one thing I found when I was doing a lot of 10K runs for charity, it was really motivational for me that after each kilometer you see that kind of 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer sign, and I just found that really motivational thing. Okay, well, I just need to get to the next K, and I've done that, and I can tick another one off, and that really works, and that's what helps you get to the end by just breaking it down into simple steps. Another thing which again I think is really important is the Stephen Covey's concept of, I think, win-win. Try and get other people involved in your goal so that they can benefit from it as well. And again, in the Rocky example, he used that as well. So the world champion has some benefit from actually winning the fight, but at the same time Rocky's achieving something by actually promoting himself. So again, if you can enroll other people on your goals and try and see what they can benefit from it, quite often they're going to help you achieve your goal. So I think this concept of win-win is really important, and you don't necessarily have to beat somebody or put somebody down in order to achieve your goals. So I hope you found that helpful. If you did like the video, please do give it a thumbs up. I will be preparing similar videos of this nature, so if you did like the video, please do subscribe to the channel, and I'd love to have your comments as well. Let me know what sort of challenges you've had in goal setting, how you find it, what ideas you have and what's worked for you. And similarly, if you feel that anybody can benefit from this video as well, please do share it as well. So looking forward to seeing you on your next one. Take care.